Hey folks, it's Jake Davis and on the fly review for you. And I've had a long ass week and I'm wearing a dirty shirt. Hold on. Hey, whoa. Hey folks, this is Jake Davis on the fly review for you. And in a clean shirt. Tone this, that doesn't go down. It's just one level. It's just bright. Anyhow, fuck it. Today I'm talking about All Quiet on the Western Front. Released last year on Netflix and directed by Edward Berger and starring Felix Kamara and Daniel Bruhl. No, I'm not going to look at that. Now, this is a remake of the 1930 film, which in itself was an adaptation of the 1929 novel of the same name. The novel was in German, was originally published in Germany. Wow, I'm going to it. The original movie, All Quiet on the Western Front, was the first great movie to win the Academy Award for Best Picture, directed by Louis Milestone, and it had a profound effect on me when I saw it in school as a teenager. This is a great movie. This is it's a masterpiece. It's glorious. It does what so many modern adaptations, reboots, remakes, what so many films of modern times and shows for that matter, when they are tackling pre-existing subject matter, existing lore with built-in fan bases, things that have been there for years, decades, in the cases of something like this, a century, practically. They seem to have this passe feeling towards what they're actually challenged or taking on. And it always seems to be more about what they want to do, what they want to tell. Basically, the Kubrick adaptation. Yeah, sure, it's really the concept I want to deal with. I'm going to do my own thing. I don't really give a fuck about all that great stuff you like. Spielberg's done shit like this too. I mean, Jaws is not a faithful adaptation. Not really. And, and I understand, some directors want to approach projects because they want to tell a story, not necessarily because of this obsession with lore, but when you're doing something like this, you have to have this appreciation and respect, because the first people going to go see this movie are the people who love the pre-existing work. But I thought this was wonderful. This did a great job. This was a textbook. This was a class in how you should adapt a project. You keep everything that worked, everything that was great, and everything people are definitely going to remember going into this. And you just touch up. Refresh is a good way to put it. Things that didn't really quite work. For the case of this movie, in the original 1930 film, dialogue was really on the nose. The acting was really over the top. It's 1917, and it's in Germany, but of course everybody has to talk like they sound from Syracuse, because this is how they made movies back then, you understand? But this movie is the story, is the adaptation of a young man who was manipulated by his school teacher into signing up to the military literally the day he leaves school. All he knows is school and war. It's a powerful film about the dangers of war, the evils of war, the meaningless and the terror and the agony. The scene between him and the Frenchman in the pit. Oh my God. There's nothing else to say than the sheer concept of a modern day remake of All Quiet on the Western Front with modern technology and modern violence, but in German. Just sounds so juicy. And this is quite the cheeseburger. I love this movie 5 stars. Fucking phenomenal. I really don't really even have anything to say other than it was just fucking great. Felix, the main kid, what an amazing performance from this young man. He went the whole arc. He goes from a boy to being a jaded, withered, borderline misanthropic old man in the course of this film, and he ages a year in storyline. Just brilliant work. In my opinion, blows half of the films nominated for Best Picture out of the fucking water. This easily jumps to one of my favorites, up there with Fabelmans, up there with Banshees of Inisherin, and yes, still standing my favorite to win Best Picture, Everything Everywhere All at Once. I want this. Top Gun, Avatar. I didn't hate these movies, but didn't love them at all. I'm most likely see Avatar 2 again. Then I'll see Top Gun 2 again. Tar was a film that great performance, a fascinating lead role, but I just thought the movie itself was just, indulgent. And then there at least Triangles of Sadness and Elvis, one movie that is literally nothing more than watching people throw up and shit themselves for an hour. And the other movie made me physically ill, made me genuinely nauseous watching it, and that was Elvis. And there's Women Talking. I guess I'll get to Women Talking. Just a man-hating period film about an alternate history of America, directed by Sarah Polley. It's just, I need a root canal. I mean, it sounds about as fun as a root canal, but at least I need that. I don't need to see this fucking movie. Anyhow, this movie was great. I'm getting myself down just thinking about having to watch that movie. Am I going to watch it for the Oscars? I'd like to watch The Whale if I can survive that. Anyhow, now I'm just drifting off, rambling. I've worked 150 hours in the last 2 weeks. I'm Jake Davis, and I'll catch you on the fly.